Draft night, the cameras are rolling, one name gets called, Hailey Van Lith. But instead of tears of joy, her face freezes, smile twitching, eyes wide. She looks like she just saw a ghost, and in a way, she did. Because standing between her and her dream is the one teammate she thought she left behind for good, Angel Reese. The same dynamic that tanked her college stats just showed up in her pro life again. And the internet exploded. What happened here is way deeper than it looks. This wasn't just bad luck, this was deja vu with a vengeance. Hailey Van Lith had already escaped this once, and now it's coming back for the sequel. She left LSU, she walked away from Angel Reese, she made a career-saving transfer to TCU to rebuild the game that partnership nearly nuked. And for a while, it was working. She got her groove back, the buckets returned, and the confidence off the charts. But then came the 2025 WNBA draft, and boom! Pick 11, Chicago Sky, and just like that, she's staring down the barrel of a remix she did not ask for. Transfers in college hoops aren't casual. They're high-stakes moves with career implications. You uproot your life, gamble on a new system, and bet on yourself when no one else is calling plays in your favor. Van Lith did exactly that, leaving a stacked LSU roster to find her rhythm at TCU. Her first game after the switch, she dropped 24 points like it was light work. You could see it, she was free. Back to being the Hailey that made headlines at Louisville, back to leading, back to scoring, back to being a certified bucket. This wasn't some petty teammate beef. This was a calculated escape from a system that clipped her wings. She didn't just leave LSU, she bounced to protect her bag to keep her draft stock from flatlining. So when the Chicago Sky called her name on draft night, the disappointment wasn't about the city, it wasn't even about the team. It was the realization that everything she had rebuilt could collapse in one uncomfortable reunion, and not just any reunion, a professional one on national television with no exit plan this time. Call it dramatic if you want, but that's a casual take. Because in this league, your first impression might be your last, and Van Lith knows that better than anyone. She wasn't just hoping for a fresh start, she worked for it, she earned it, and now she's staring at a future that could look eerily similar to the past she fought to escape. Let's drop the T and pick up the calculator, because this isn't drama, this is cold-blooded data, and it's not cute. At Louisville, Van Lith was that player. Nearly 20 points per game. She was the offense. Defenders keyed in on her, and she still got hers. Pure bucket getter energy. Then she went to TCU post-LSU drama, and what happened? She bounced back to almost 18 points a night. Still lethal, still Hailey. But that year at LSU, she fell off a cliff. 11.6 points per game. A drop so steep you'd need ropes and a rescue team for it. That was not a slump. That was a system failure. That was a career turbulence that shook her draft stock to the warning zone. And here's the part casuals don't get. In the WNBA, your stats are your resume. They're your currency. They decide minutes, contracts, endorsement deals, your whole career blueprint. A 3-point drop might cost you your starting point. A 9-point nosedive? That's career sabotage on full send. What makes this even more wild is how abnormal it is. Elite players usually keep some level of consistency across systems, but the LSU season, that was a total wipeout. This wasn't just a system mismatch, it was a statistical crisis, and it all happened right next to Angel Reese. The trend is loud and clear. When Van Lith is on her own, she produces like a future all-star. Put her next to Reese, and the numbers free fall. Not speculation, not vibes, just raw facts. So when you saw her on draft night, frozen, face blank, looking like she just watched her future hit a wall, that wasn't for show. That was a player watching the very scenario she tried to escape hit replay in real time. Stats in this league are survival, and for Van Lith, the Chicago pick didn't just put her back with a former teammate, it put her whole career arc back in jeopardy. One more statistical dip, and that window she fought so hard to reopen could slam shut for good. Social media wasted no time going full CSI mode on Hailey Van Lith's draft moment. Within minutes, clips of her reaction were everywhere. Fans breaking down her every blink, every strained smile, every ounce of tension. Her face became the headline, totally hijacking the energy that should have belonged to the top picks. And the internet does what it does best: savage commentary with zero chill. One brutal take went viral. She cut the cancer out and it came right back. Harsh? Yes, but it summed up how a lot of fans actually felt. Van Lith transferred out of LSU to escape the very system she's now being shoved back into. Another fan didn't hold back either. Gotta watch Hailey Van Lith stand at the three-point line wide open while that girl chases the new rebounds record. That wasn't just shade, that was a live recap of her LSU experience. Van Lith is getting ignored while she's spacing the floor, begging for the ball, only to see another contested layup attempt fly into the paint again. The takes didn't stop at sarcasm. Some fans went full front office mode, calling for trades before Van Lith even suited up. If the organization is smart, they trade Angel ASAP, one person wrote. Another added, Camila Cardoso and HLV together? Yeah, Angel can go pound sand and kick rocks somewhere else. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, fully vibing. She was out here grinning from ear to ear, posting right after the draft with a message that made basketball Twitter freeze. We ain't do it right the first time. Let's run it back. Yes, with 4 Ks, because apparently subtlety is overrated. That post didn't read like a friendly reunion, that sounded like a power play, a reminder, a subtle flex that said, I'm still that one. Reese wasn't just celebrating the moment, she was claiming it, owning it, setting the tone before the first team practice even happens. But let's get real. When she says we ain't do it right the first time, what exactly is she suggesting needs to change? Because Van Lith's take on that first run, it wasn't just not right, it was statistically brutal and career-threatening. This isn't just two teammates linking up again, this is a remix nobody asked for. One artist is ready to drop another verse, the other wondering why they're back in the studio at all. For Reese, this is about keeping control. For Van Lith, this feels like being trapped in a rerun of a show she already canceled. This ain't some spicy rivalry or drama built for clout. This is career survival, raw, brutal, and broadcast in real time. Van Lith didn't just transfer for clout, she transferred to breathe. She needed a system that let her hoop the way she was built to, not shrink her down to a spot-up decoy. When she got that space at TCU, she cooked, her numbers jumped, her confidence came right back. She reminded everyone exactly who she was before LSU tried to turn her into a ghost. It wasn't the talent that disappeared, it was the fit that failed her. And now, Chicago's dragging her back into the same setup, but with pro-level stakes, brighter lights, and way less room to mess up. The WNBA doesn't give rookies grace periods. You don't get 3 years to figure it out. You get 1 season, if that, to show you belong. And if the Sky runs it back with the same one-woman show offense she just escaped from, it could straight up nuke her trajectory. We're not talking about stat slumps, we're talking about getting buried in the rotation, misused again, and labeled as a bust before she even gets her footing. This isn't theoretical, her LSU tape already showed us what this dynamic looks like. standing open while the offender ignores her, waiting for touches that never come, getting blamed for numbers that tanked because the system never gave her a shot. If Chicago doesn't adjust fast, the sequel's gonna hit harder than the original, and not in a good way. The real kicker? Van Lith had just rebuilt her stock, just proved she could score, lead, and impact games again. She earned her way back into first-round consideration, and now the draft throws her right back into the storm she escaped. It's giving us deja vu vibes, but with the volume turned way up. And the worst case scenario, she fades, statistically disappears, gets overshadowed and out of rhythm. Because in this league, perception sticks. One underwhelming rookie year and the phone stops ringing. Fans already see it. They're not even being subtle. Some are begging Chicago to trade someone now before history repeats itself in 4K. So the question isn't what if, it's how soon. How soon before the coaching staff realizes they're teeing up a disaster? How soon before Van Lith either finds her voice or gets silenced again? This is no longer just about basketball, it's turned into a psychological saga. Can she rewrite the ending this time, or is this the same pain in a different jersey? This might be the most painful plot twist of a draft. The look on Van Lith's face, that wasn't just nerves, that was someone who realized in real time that her worst case scenario just became her reality. One moment, she escapes the system that almost derailed her entire college career, and the next, she's getting called into the same setup, only now, her future paycheck depends on surviving it. So now we watch. Can she power through it? Will the Sky coaching staff have the guts to change the narrative, or are we watching the same drama unfold all over again? Let us know in the comments down below. Was Van Lith's draft night reaction the ultimate red flag? Did Chicago fumble the chemistry bag? Should this duo even be on the same team again? Smash that subscribe button if you want more no-fluff WNBA breakdowns. But while Van Lith was processing the shock, Angel Reese was lighting up with fire, and when Caitlin Clark was officially voted #1, Angel didn't hold back. You won't believe what happened next. Click here to watch Angel Reese goes nuts after Caitlin Clark voted #1.